All right. Taking deep breaths and then trying to connect to my higher self. We already got one. Disclaimer, this is not the end all be all of answers. You're allowed to disagree. I don't even know if I'll believe this. I'm just messing around. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. See, I'm like, don't come out in twos, and then they come out one right after the other, and I'm like, well. Why do souls incarnate? What is the purpose of all of this? What are we aiming for? Oh. Okay. Let's see if we can decipher this. And by we, I mean me. Okay. So we're starting with the Two of Swords in reverse, which to me is like an indecision or an inability to listen to your intuition. Then we have an ending, followed by the world, which is completion. Why is this making me think like physical ending? You know what I mean? Like death, and then it's like a bunch of people in the sky. That's great. Followed by the Five of Pentacles, which to me is like, it's typically monetary. I doubt would be the message here, but it's like feeling left out in the cold, but there's help right beside you, whether you realize it or not. And we have the Two of Wands, which to me is like exploration. The Hanged Man, which is like changing your perspective. Okay. Okay. I feel like I'm getting a lot of, I don't know, a lot of the answers we hear before, like if you have asked this before, if you've heard spiritualists talk about it, they're like, well, you're gonna suffer, but there's help, right? Like your spiritual team is always there. Um, I was saying earlier with the Two of Swords, it's like the inability to listen to your intuition. So maybe I feel like some people are incarnating to see if they can actually listen to their gut this time. And again, like change of perspective. But I feel like, I don't know, I'm still not getting, because this one's explore your horizons. For some people, like maybe they just genuinely want to explore the world, right? Not like you couldn't do that as a spirit, but I wonder if there's something about exploring it when you're human when it's different, right? Because like you could go to Paris, but you can't try all the food. So maybe there is something about that, like, but and you can see he's like holding the world in his hand. Maybe there's something tangible that like the spirit wants to explore the 3D. And if you're, I don't know, if you're a shifter, right? Like you having a lucid dream or you having a meditation is different from when you actually shift. There's something different about the 3D, and it's like, well, you could have a lucid dream, right? So it's kind of like what I'm picking up on. Um, the spirits kind of enjoy the three-dimensional pleasures, I guess, but there is also a lot of pain attached to it, so that's unfortunate. I did hear like it's worth it, but I don't know. You know, when you're in it, I feel like it's questionable. Um, oof. Okay, so we do have the Six of Swords in reverse, which to me is unfinished business. So maybe I have heard a lot of like spirits that wanted to do certain things and then they die, and then it's like, well, I never got to do that thing. And so maybe they're just coming back to Earth to do the thing, which again, um, not listening to your gut, not listening to your intuition, maybe listening to other people instead. Um, we have the two of see, like you're giving me. Maybe I'm trying to think of how to rephrase this. I'm thinking of like the bigger picture, like why? Okay, like, is it just for shits and giggles? You know, is it because there's some bigger meaning we're not seeing? Because it totally could just be for shits and giggles. You know, who's gonna stop us, as I like to say? But Queen of Wands energy. It's interesting that it was put with the Five of Pentacles because this is like, you know, poor people in need of medical attention. They're in despair. They're in the cold, and then it's like Queen of Wands. Great. That's such a stark juxtaposition. So maybe for some people, like it is about that, right? Like maybe you suffered a lot in one life, and now you want to come back and be a nepo baby. Like, you know, you deserve it, I would say. Um, but also not just like from one life to another, but also like, sorry for saying, but also twice. Um, not just from one life to another, but also like starting here and building yourself up to this Queen of Wands energy in one lifetime. It's kind of what I'm picking up. And there is a sense of accomplishment, I suppose, but started from the bottom, now it hit. I don't even like Drake. I don't care about the beef. I don't I've never liked his music, but that song, that little line just came into my head. And it's true, you know. Some of us start at the bottom, but that doesn't mean we can't get to the top. Um maybe not the top, but you know what I mean. Because it is still the queen, it's not the king if we really want to go there. And just because it's a king doesn't mean it's the emperor, you know. But needless to say, then we have the Page of Cups, which is like blocked emotions, lack of creativity. So I feel like maybe sometimes the spirit wants to create, and maybe it's not something that can be done in the three, in the, you know, the ether, the other realm, heaven, whatever it is you believe in. But which is weird because I've definitely like fallen asleep before, or like, I don't know. I guess falling asleep isn't relevant, but I assume there's music in the other world, you know what I mean? I feel like they could probably create music. There's people who have said they've channeled entities that are music, like their being is music. Um, but I don't know, maybe like physical art is something. I don't know. There's some kind of creative blockage. See if we can. Do I want to explore that? What is the bigger picture? Is what I'm gonna ask. Like, why do we incarnate? What is the bigger picture? And again, there's no guarantee they're gonna give me an answer A that I'll understand, or B just in general give me an answer. Okay, reverse energy. What is the bigger picture of incarnating over and over again. Why did you fall sideways? Okay. What is the bigger picture? What is the bigger picture? Oh, it flipped, but then it flipped downward. Okay, these cards. Who is answering these questions right now? I try to tap into my higher self and the universe. And the universe is such a weird. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but you know. Okay, irony that we did get the Emperor because I was talking about the Emperor earlier. So I am getting mastery. Same with the Empress. Oh my god, that's so whoa. It's like the feminine, the masculine, and then like the marriage of the two in the lovers. That is so I've never had that. It looks really pretty. Look at it. Okay. Answering the question. What is the bigger picture? Mastery is what I'm picking up on. But like of what? I don't know. Is there like nothing else to do in the spirit world that you just want to like master? Are you becoming your own god? Like what is the purpose? I don't get it. Okay, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. To me, that means boredom. Maybe you are bored. Maybe there's not much else to do. I don't believe that though. If every like, I don't know. We don't know what happens in the other side, but if every dimension kind of exists over there, I'm sure there's plenty to do. But that makes sense, I guess, right? There's plenty to do here on Earth. That doesn't mean you want to do it all. Hmm. Okay, I guess I respect that answer. Like that makes sense, right? Like there's math and science and English, but that doesn't mean you want to be a math whiz. Maybe you just want to write books. Do. Okay. So maybe some spirits just want to come to Earth. That makes sense. The High Priestess in reverse, to me, that can be. I wonder if we can get clarification. This just looks so pretty. I am obsessed. Like true mastery, and the lovers to me is like, how do I say it? Like doing what you love, doing what makes you happy, you know? Um, Maybe for some people it is like a soulmate thing, wanting to explore certain things in the physical with your quote unquote soulmate. That doesn't mean it's like the one person you're meant to be with forever, you know? It just means like a familiar soul. Ooh. Okay, so I was wondering about the High Priestess. We pulled the Seven of Swords. Because it could be deception. So what would. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not meant to know, all right? And maybe if I keep asking, they're just gonna lie to me. It's kind of, yeah, because the High Priestess can be deception. It's also like if the High Priestess is knowledge of the occult and she stands between these pillars that like mark the different, I don't want to say dimensions, but I guess. And then there's like pomegranates, so you can think of like Persephone in the underworld, right? Like she comes up during the spring and then she goes down. And so it's just kind of like there's a lot of like imagery here of like the occult in like different realms, and it's kind of like in reverse. Like you're not gonna know. It's kind of what I'm picking up on, but let's see if we can pull any more cards. Oh, we got the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like an imbalance. I don't want to cover up these 3 cards. They're so pretty. Okay. Like a deception, an imbalance, and then like success, kind of. Yeah, I feel like these cards aren't making sense to me. So it's kind of like a. Let me try one more time. And if they still don't make sense, I'm just going to say that's all they're going to tell me. Which, fair enough. Thank you for telling me what you did. So could you elaborate on the High Priestess in reverse? The Judgment, and they're like, no. You're not meant to know. Because basically the Judgment card to me is like something that's inevitable, something that's going to happen regardless. It's like something you've written, but it's kind of like something you said you want to experience, right? Like I believe time is a web. I don't believe it's linear. I don't believe it's like A, B, and C. I believe it's like depending on the choices you make, you could go in multiple directions. But the Judgment card indicates events in our life that are inescapable, that we kind of came here to learn. And they're kind of like, yeah, I don't know. In reverse, just makes me feel like, yeah, you're not meant to know. You're not meant to know right now. Or the thing that bothers me is that we might not be meant to know ever, right? Like, what if we, oh, I don't mean to put my fears on you, but what if we go to this other place and it's just like Earth with people in power? Who's gonna stop these spirits in power, huh? What are we gonna do? I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm a rule follower, but I hate following rules that are stupid, so I don't do it. And I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if there's gonna be stupid rules. But I guess I wasn't meant to know. So I will, yeah. Hopefully, you found this entertaining. If you have any other kind of like conspiracy nonsense, paranormal things, things you've always wanted to ask, let me know. Um, yeah, I try to avoid deaths of like celebrities or like missing people and stuff because I feel like that's irresponsible and weird and clout chasey. But yeah, just let me know if you have any other ideas, and that's it. See you on the flips. What is this, the 90s? See you on the other side.